Hey guys, so today I have 3 advanced Sword and Shield tips for you all from Monster Hunter Rise, and these 3 tips are really useful. I highly recommend you using them and practicing them if you want to get better with SNS, and only if you want to get better. Some of these will be trivial to some people, but honestly I think if you want to be as best as you can be with this weapon, I recommend practicing these 3 tips. So yeah, let's get started. So the first step is doing the back step from neutral position and not even having your weapon drawn. You can practice this by holding down the guard button and then doing the back step. You can practice this by holding your shield out and doing the input slowly at first, but once you get used to it, you'll be able to quickly tap on the guard button and then input the back step. Eventually, it'll become second nature and you'll be able to do it so fast that it'll look like you haven't even pulled out your shield. This is extremely important, and I highly recommend everyone who seriously wants to get into SNS to practice this. There are many other ways to go into the back step, but I think this is by far the most useful way to use the back step. And yeah, you can't go wrong with this, so practice this. I recommend practicing it slowly at first, but it does take time. So next up, there are different ways to use the back step, like rolling into the back step. By simply rolling and pressing A, you can go straight into the back step and into the perfect rush or the charge slash, or you can just cancel the end of the back step. But there is also a way you can switch sides, and you can utilize both the iframes of your roll and the backstep to be hyper aggressive on certain monsters. And this is like super duper recommended. I know some people feel like this is useful, but I'll show you in a bit that being able to do this on monsters like Rajang really does pay off. When what you do is you roll, you hold the opposite direction while you're rolling, and then you tap A. Once you do that, you'll be able to pretty much master this, as the timing for this is so much easier compared to Iceborne. So in this clip right here, you'll see me avoid Rajang's attacks. I'll roll here, and then switch sides and do the backstep. Then I can just keep the damage on. Then I do it again right here. A great way to be hyper aggressive and still dodge your way around certain monsters' attacks. So tip number 3 is probably the hardest one to do, but this also pays off in my opinion, and that's being able to roll into the backstep without even having your weapon drawn. So the way you do this, it's in about 3 steps. So at the peak of your roll, when your roll is almost done, you want to hold the same direction you're rolling in through the entire roll, and then you want to press the guard button. Now if you press the button too early in your roll, then your shield won't come out. What you want to do is continuously hold that direction, roll, and at the end of your roll, then you hold the guard button. After you have your shield out, then you can input the back step with back and A, and eventually you'll be able to do this so fast that it doesn't even look like you're propping up your shield. So yeah, it's super useful, but it's kind of hard to do at first. Practice it, it'll work out. If this video did help, consider subscribing because it really helps out the channel, and it just helps me get the extra motivation to want to post more videos. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and Rise is just pretty amazing so far. Actually, I'll also have a video up of my impressions of the game after 130 or so hours, so I have a lot of shit to say, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that real soon. So yeah, I hope this helped. Unfortunately, I couldn't have my inputs on the screen because I don't have my 8-bit do adapter yet, but future videos should have my inputs on them, and it should help people who I guess are more visual learners. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. So, bye. Yeah, that was awkward.